Lords. I thank all of the Noble Lords who've taken part in this response and the Noble Lord the Minister for his response. I think it probably is very rare that we've seen at this time of the evening such a quality and intensity of debate on amendment, and I very sincerely thank everyone who's contributed to that. I particularly want to thank the noble ladies Baroness Boycott and Whittaker, who have been my stalwart supporters through our progress on this in this debate. And it was very wonderful to hear from the noble lady Baroness Whittaker the long family connection to this campaign. And I think that ties with the points made by the noble Lord Thomas of Gresford, who outlined the long-term history of the development of this concept. Now, I'm not going to fully engage in the legal issues and the questions that he raised, given the hour. I will point out that the definition of ecocide used in Part 3 of this amendment is that developed after a very long process by a distinguished panel of jurists, of whom Philip Sands, a name well known to many members of your Lordship's House, was co-chair. The interesting approach of holding states responsible is something I shall certainly look into further. Now, I particularly also thank the noble Lord Thomas of Glenleith, who also engaged in committee, and I think the point that he made, that reform of procedure can go hand in hand with legal reform, very much answers one of the points made by the noble Lord the Minister. And I think also that the noble and learned Lord Thomas pointed out there is significant momentum in continental Europe, and I think I would also point out that there's significant momentum within the United Kingdom in Scotland. Indeed, there was a briefing just held in the last few days there with wide parliamentary engagement there. So I do come back to the point about this Parliament really needing to catch up. I think the point made by the noble lady Baroness Hayman was very significant. The noble Lord the Minister at committee and again tonight repeated the suggestion this would be enormous heavy lifting that would take lots of resources from the UK government to make progress on this. This amendment doesn't ask the government to pursue a drive for the creation of the crime. It asks the government to promote continuation of discussion. And I don't believe that the phrase enormous heavy lifting really fits with promotion of discussion is an appropriate label. I do just, before I reach the final point of this debate, I do just want to pick up on a point raised by the noble and learned Lord Thomas about the Law Commission, an issue that was raised also in committee. And I don't think we've had an answer from the noble Lord the Minister in either of these discussions. There was a commitment to refer to the Law Commission. Can the noble Lord the Minister either inform me now of progress on that, or at least commit to writing to me as progress is made on the reference to the Law Commissions?
With her permission, I will make a commitment in relation to the second of her suggestions. I will write to her and I will continue these discussions. The noble Lord the Minister for his response, and it is with regret and a feeling that we really are delaying while the planet burns that I beg leave to withdraw my amendment.
Pleasure. This amendment be withdrawn. Amendment.